Hey, Steve Champagne here. In this short video today, I want to talk to you about a simple marketing funnel that you can put together with My Virtual Caller and its add-on integrations to help you grow your business this year. Now, what we're looking at is a typical scenario that we all would love to see, where we pick up the phone, make a phone call, and they say, yes, well, we want your service, let's set up a presentation meeting. And then after that presentation meeting, well, let's set up a proposal meeting and let me give you a check, right? Well, let's wake up, because that's really not what's going to happen. Today, in today's environment, it really requires multiple touches to get that person to even remember your name. Forget about from buying from you, right? So you really need to have those multiple touches. So what should be your goal with your marketing call? Well, you want to be able to verify and gather more information to make a complete record. Now, you may not have their email address. You may not have their website. You may not have their mailing address. Now, your goal with that first call is to probably get that information so you can start building that multi-touch approach to warming them up to who you are. Now, if you are fortunate enough to set a call for that presentation, go for it, absolutely. But on all probability, what's going to happen, you're going to be having to email something of value to them. And that's generally the approach of my calls. My calls are generally set up on the front end, not to necessarily try to get a presentation with them, but to actually just make sure their information is verified and I get the permission to email them something. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about what your presentation meeting should be, and it is beyond the scope of a marketing funnel, but you do want to make sure you're doing your fact finding. You want to present your opportunity, set expectations. Most importantly, with this meeting, you want to qualify for money, then also set your next meeting. Okay, I put that in there for you so you have an idea of what your presentation meeting should be like. So again, the probability that out of that marketing call that you're going to get into a presentation meeting, well, that's probably not going to happen. What's on all probability happen is this. And this is where My Virtual Caller really helps you do that. Now, once you get that email address, you can then set them up on an email sequence. And this is my email sequence. I send out that initial email, which has that gift that I promised them. I then send them out another email on day 2, which is just a reminder of that gift. On day 3, I give them another gift, and on day 4, I give them another gift. And finally, on day 5, I make a callback. And now what I'm trying to achieve there is to now at that point get them into a presentation meeting. Now, let's stop here for a second and take a look at all the components that we're using and we put together. First of all, we're using My Virtual Caller, which is indicated by the green phone. With the Teardrop, that's a list that very soon that we'll have integrated into our system, where you can have your business-to-business list in. And then, of course, we're making our calls with Skype. So if you see the Skype symbol, that's kind of where we're making Skype calls. And then finally, you can also see the MailChimp icon and the Pipedrive icon. So that's where I would, again, if I escalate to a presentation meeting, well, then I want to get them into Pipedrive, and I take over with Pipedrive. From there, I can set all kinds of other information that I can't set into My Virtual Caller. But MailChimp does a really good job of putting them on that campaign. So what's the goal of your campaign? Educate them and to establish your credibility in the space, all right? That really is the focus. Now, what happens when you get to day 5 and you make that callback and you're not able to get them onto that presentation? What should you do? Should you just forget about it? Absolutely not. This is what you want to do. You want to move them onto a passive funnel, all right? You want to send them out weekly emails. Again, something of value. I would be putting them on a postcard program, a 30, 60, and 90-day postcard program. And again, very soon with My Virtual Caller, you're going to be able, with a couple clicks, get them onto a campaign that you've put together inside of Postcard Services. Then you want to schedule a 60-day callback. Once you've been able to send weekly emails to them with great content, and they're getting postcards for you, maybe to a webinar that you've maybe put together. Again, building your credibility in that space or with that person is really critical, right? And as you can see, the components that you would be using is MailChimp, Postcard Services, of course, My Virtual Caller, and Skype to make those calls. So here's a simple marketing funnel that you can utilize with My Virtual Caller, and fairly easy to set up. All right. I mean, I sat down this past week and for a campaign that I just put together, and I just cranked out. One day I wrote my 4-part email sequence up. And those emails don't have to be overly long. I found some great valuable things that would be valuable for that particular business, and then it's in the campaign and it runs. The weekly emails, it's always easy to find content to mail out. It could be an article that you find that's in regards to their business, or it could be some information about some of the services that you can provide. These are all real simple things. So just below this video, you can find a link to download a PDF of this chart for yourself. Put it someplace handy so when you're designing your marketing funnel, you'll have something to go by. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found this to be educational. Take care. Bye-bye.